Hello, my name is Janelle Valdez. I'm the Associate Director of Financial Aid at UNM's Health Sciences Center. Today, we're going to spend a few minutes on understanding where your money goes. So I think it's important to understand your money personality. And of course, I'm sure we've all heard about spender, saver, indifferent. There are a plethora of money personality quizzes online that you can take to understand your money personality. If you're married, have a partner, I think it's important that you both take the quiz to understand how your personalities mesh and how you can get along together with your money. One of the things that sounds very elementary is to record all of your expenses: fixed, flexible, occasional. Occasional may mean a gift or a contribution to a charity. Be sure you record all of your income. If you're at the point where you're moonlighting, you definitely want to take that in consideration. And develop a realistic budget based upon all of those recorded expenses and income. I use Mint.com. It is a great tool. Takes a little bit of time, maybe more than a little bit of time to get it set up, but you are able to put your bank account information. If you have credit cards, credit card information. You receive emails regarding your bank account, where you're at as far as limits on credit cards. Very helpful. NerdWallet also offers those type of tools. Define what your money goals are. I realize as a resident, your money goals will be very different than what will be when you're out of residency. I always encourage students, residents, anyone to start saving for retirement as soon as possible. Maybe you're saving for a purchase of a new refrigerator. Set aside those funds to make that purchase with cash. Keep a daily spending diary. This goes back to record to all your expenses. Take 2 weeks, write down everything that you spend. And that could be a $2 coffee at the Healthy Heart Bistro. Write it down. After 2 weeks, I think you'll be surprised to see where your money does go. If you're into scrapbooking, be creative. Try dot journaling your expenses. This is so much easier said than done, sticking with your plan. As we all know, life happens, and sometimes we have to spend money that we don't want to spend. We need tires on the car. How are we going to deal with that? Well, I think that goes back to defining your goals and setting aside money for an emergency fund. And for an emergency fund, I say $1,000. And so when the tires do go bad, you'll be able to replace those without putting those on a credit card. Maybe you want to set up an email account that all your Amazon purchases go to that email. Yes, I know, we're talking about saving money and we're talking about writing down our expenses, and I'm telling you, and for your online purchases, set up a separate email account. But that will help you track your purchases that you do online. If you are a student loan borrower, maybe you want to set up a separate email account specifically for your loan servicer. So when it comes to developing a budget, again, there are many tools out there. One of the most straightforward budget plans that I've seen is a 50-30 budget. 50% of your take-home pay should be for necessities. And we all know those are rent, mortgage, utilities, transportation costs, minimum loan payments that does not include student loans. And then 30% should go to wants. And those are things that obviously are not needs, but entertainment. If you have a gym membership, that might be considered a want. For some of us, that's a need. You can switch that to a need. Eating out, definitely, that is a want. And 20% should go to savings or paying off debt, not student loan debt. We're talking about credit card debt here. While you're in residency, there are many different plans how to address your student loan debt. If you haven't pulled a credit report, you do need to do that. So we know, as a consumer, you're entitled to one free credit report from each of the three credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. And to order your credit report, annualcreditreport.com. Don't go to the website based upon the TV commercial of the young man with the pirate hat on. That is not free. I tell students and residents, get a report from Experian 4 months later, contact TransUnion, get that report 4 months later, Equifax. And keep in mind, your FICO score is not a part of your credit report. If you are a student loan borrower, your student loans are part of your credit report. Once you start payment on those student loans, then they become part of your credit score. So FICO is the most popular model of credit scoring. As you can see, FICO Score, FICO 8, Score XD. Something very new is Vantage Score. And Vantage Score is several years old. However, it takes into consideration more than just your credit card debt, your student loans, mortgages, etc. So you may have a little bit of a high Vantage score than you do a FICO score. One of the new things on the block is Experian Boost, which is offered by Experian. As many of you know, rent, utilities, your phone cell, those bills and payments are not a part of your credit report. However, with Experian Boost, you can request those to be added to your credit score. This is a free service by Experian. And of course, if you don't have good payment on those things, you do not want to request that to be added. I have not used this myself. However, I have read that when you do use Experian Boost, you can have anywhere from a 10-point to a 15-point boost to your credit score. Again, this is free from Experian only at this point. So your FICO score is determined by several factors. And payment history, your credit mix, whether you have a high amount of credit cards versus secured debt such as a student loan, your length of credit history, if you applied for new credit, and the amounts that you owe. So the trick on the amounts that you owe, if you have a $6,000 credit card limit, you definitely want to keep that at or below 30% of usage. That will help your score. And of course, scores now range from anywhere from 850 to below 600. With the higher score, you have the opportunity to secure lower interest rates when you go to apply for a mortgage, when you apply for a car loan, any type of credit that's extended to you. Usually this very good to excellent, you're going to get a lot smaller interest rate on your borrowing. So a little bit of fact or fiction here. Credit bureaus share consumer information with each other. That is fiction. They will not share information with each other. That's why we suggest that you get the credit bureau reports every 4 months and compare those. And I can guarantee you that they are not going to be the same. And in fact, you may have some erroneous information on credit reports. So you definitely want to challenge that with the credit bureau. Soft inquiries will not affect your credit score. That is fact. Soft inquiries will not affect your credit score. A soft inquiry is something similar to like a MasterCard doing a soft inquiry and sending you information that you're pre-approved for a car. That does not affect your credit score. So if you're out shopping around for a car and you have multiple credit inquiries in 1 to 2 weeks, this will adversely affect your credit score. That is fiction. It will not affect your credit score if it's within a 1 to 2 week time frame. Beyond that, yes, it will seem as multiple credit inquiries lowering than your credit score. Checking your credit decreases your credit score. That is fiction. You can check your credit score at any time and it will not decrease your credit score. I don't endorse Credit Karma, but I use Credit Karma quite often Probably once a week I'm out there checking my credit score. My credit score does not decrease because I'm checking that. Closing an unused credit card will raise your credit score. That is fiction. If you have an unused credit card that you haven't accessed in years, but it's in good standing, don't cancel that. If you cancel that, that will reduce your credit score, and it will take several months, if not a year, for your credit score to go back up based upon the fact that you canceled that credit card. We all know there are many websites and podcasts available. White Coat Investor is a doctor who does podcasts and has written several books about investing and money management. Again, I'm not endorsing, but it is good information. Credit Karma, also great information. NerdWallet, Smart Money podcasts are wonderful. The AAMC has lots of information for residents about student loan repayment. Do you need a financial planner? How to set up a budget? How to get prepared to leave residency? So check out these websites and podcasts. I'm sure you'll find those beneficial. And thank you today for your time.